It's the return of the player power rankings. Every position on the rugby field with the top players in the world ranked number 1 to 10. An ever-changing feast. I do this a couple of times a year, and looking at current and recent form, looking at historic form, a player's whole body of work plays into this one, so that the list every time, and I do this twice a year, doesn't chop and change too much. Now, last time out, loose head prop, that's what I'm looking at right now. Last time out, there were lots of arrows going up. It felt like a bit of a changing of the guard in the loose head prop position. You had guys like Stephen Kitsoff having to, unfortunately, retire. But I did say on the last one time I did this, the picture could very much change. Like Cyril Bai, for example, was relying heavily on historic form, having had loads of injuries. Ellis Genge was on the rise, having had a brilliant end of 2024, a great tour in New Zealand. Could he keep it up in the Six Nations? Oxenchae was far and away the number one. The picture has changed again on this one, and again, this is current form, historic form, and a bit of gut feeling in there as well. It is an opinion. We all have them. It would be a miracle if we agreed. So let me know what you think. Speak up for the person that you rate in the comments down below. Remember, this isn't a current top 10 of who's the best player right now. This is taking into account lots of factors. And there are, let me say, 3 players going up, 4 players going down, 1 new face, 1 dropping out of the top 10. Starting at number 10 with Thomas Gageot. By the way, I am in KwaZulu-Natal, up near Sodzowana Bay. An amazing place for diving, snorkeling and turtles and all that sort of thing. So normally I would be in my office doing this, but I'm away. So I'm going to do it on the road. So hopefully I'll kind of bring you some nice backdrops around Africa whilst we go through the player power rankings over the next couple of weeks. I would love your support on the channel. If you appreciate the content, give the video a thumbs up, hit subscribe. Let's start with number 10 then, Thomas Gageot. He is down 2 spots. Joe Hayes did a job on him in the England-Argentina second test recently. Still a really good player, an explosive cube of a prop, and a young man as well, so he's got time to improve. But Thomas Gageot dropping down for now. New face at number 9, Jean-Baptiste Gros. Seriously impressive, and remember, I'm taking into account an entire body of work, so I'm judging Jean-Baptiste Gros on the Six Nations, and that's pretty much it. That's where he took the reins of the French number 1 jersey, made it his own, and he looks like he could be the future. I think this is a player that is going to be going up the list in the next couple of years if he continues. So for now, good start for Jean-Baptiste Gros. He is in, and he's at number 9. Gerhard Steenekamp, the South African, drops out. He was in at number 10 last time, but he's had injuries. I'm sure he will be back. Cyril Bai is down to number 8, plummeting. All of a sudden, at some point, the injuries was going to catch up with Cyril Bai, and it has on my list right now. He's hardly played, a little bit for Toulouse. When he has played, he's shown his class. I think he's lost his starting job in the French team to Jean-Baptiste Gros, but that could change. Cyril Bai is at 8. Still relatively young for an elite prop as well. Is he 31, 32? So he's still got time. He should be able to make the next World Cup and go up the list. At number 7, Angus Bell stays there. I was kind of hoping that he might have more of an impact in that Lions Test series. Short of a little bit of fitness, he was used off the bench. Incredible rugby player, brilliant athlete. You sort of think he could do a job at number 8. So Angus Bell, got a lot of time for him. I think he could be going up the list after the Rugby Championship. And of course, yes, the rugby so far this year has weighted the Northern Hemisphere players much more so because of the Six Nations. As well as the July internationals, of course, where they're all involved. But this little period now, coming up to the Rugby Championship, this is where a lot of these Southern Hemisphere players could make moves on my player power rankings. Pierre Schoeman is down to number 6. Found himself behind Genge and Porter on the Lions tour. Wasn't quite as dominant as he has been in the past during the Six Nations for Scotland, but still an exceptional player. But he swaps place with number 5, Ethan de Groot, who moves up 1. Back to fitness, playing for New Zealand, looking really good, beast of a man, and the front row options that the All Blacks have got are absolutely outstanding. And at number 4, another All Black, Tamaiti Williams, the Mighty Williams. I think he is a potential number 1 in the future. He stays there at number 4 with a bit of gut feeling in mind because he has had injuries, which could have weighed his score down a little bit. I've kept him there at number 4. Maybe I'm wrong. We'll see. Hopefully he's going to be fit and well in this Rugby Championship and can show exactly what he's about. I think he's an incredible talent. At number 3, down 1 spot, Andrew Porter. Hasn't found life as easygoing as he has in the past. still like an 80-minute prop and an incredible work rate and an engine. Some of the fundamentals have let Andrew Porter down at times. I think he gets more stick than he deserves, actually. So I still rate him very, very highly. Well, he's number 3. He has dropped down 1 spot, though, to number 3 behind Ellis Genge, who is on the march. He was sort of showing it last year just how good he could be. The improvement in Ellis Genge is phenomenal. I wonder if after the Rugby Championship, De Groot or Williams, maybe even Angus Bell could jump ahead of Ellis Genge again. But I just have to reward the incredible Six Nations he had. And for the British and Irish Lions, he was one of the standout players. And I'm not just talking about props, I'm talking about full stop. He was exceptional. His scrummaging way better, his ball carrying is elite. He's a real danger. But there is a massive gap between numbers 10 to 2 and number 1. This might be the biggest gap between the first player in the player power rankings and the next best player, because Oxen Che is light years ahead of any other loosehead prop right now. And you saw a little bit of that when, was it Thomas du Toit got a run out at loosehead prop for the Springboks in July, and they weren't getting it all their own way. Oxen Che comes on and absolutely marmalises the opposition. He is unreal, and it's quite appropriate that I am in KwaZulu-Natal right now as I record this video with Oxen Che playing just down the road in Durban at the Sharks, and this is, he is number 1 once again, stays exactly where he is, top of the shop on the player power rankings. That is loosehead prop done. So next, of course, will come hooker, and then in the videos subsequent, every single position getting covered off. So you can already start getting stuck in the chat if you want. Let me know who it would be for hooker, for tight head prop, or whatever else you think. But more importantly, in terms of loosehead prop, what do you reckon to that top 10 list? Who else have I missed? Which players do you expect to see making moves on the rise? There are definitely some. Finn Baxter for England has had a good year or so. Yeah, there's a lot of good loosehead props around in World Rugby right now. Speak up for who you think. Let me know what you reckon. And if you appreciate the content, give the video a thumbs up and hit subscribe. Right, there we go. Loosehead prop done. It's actually just clouded over slightly as I've been recording. Still, I'm in shorts and t-shirt and it is the middle of winter, so I'll take it. Yeah, right. Hit subscribe. See you on the next one. Hooker coming next. That's going to be a fierce battle. Well, I was saying there's some great loosehead props. There's some unreal hookers.